Psalm 132. It's another song of ascents. A psalm of this nature is, I think they're going on a pilgrimage to Jerusalem. And in this case, there are two different parts, the first 9 verses and the second 9 verses. The first 9 is kind of a follow-up of the first cry out, if you will. It's a petition to the Lord. "O Lord, remember David and all his hardships he endured. He swore." Here David is asking the Lord and making a commitment to, hey, I want to make sure there is a place of worship for you, Lord. David swore as an oath to the Lord and made a vow to the mighty one of Jacob that I will enter my house. I will not enter my house. I'll not even go to bed. I'm not going to sleep, and no slumber to my eyelids till I find a place for the Lord, a dwelling place for the mighty one of Jacob. We heard it in Ephrathah. He came upon it in the fields of Jaar. Let us go to his dwelling place. Let us worship at his footstool. Arise, O Lord, and come to our resting place, you and the ark of your might. May your priests be clothed with righteousness. May your saints sing for joy. We should sing for joy. The saints of old sing for God's righteousness, for a joy of the Lord, because he is almighty and faithful and loves, and his love endures forever. These things aren't said in the psalm, but that's why we sing for joy. And we sing for joy because God is with us. And David is just asking a petition. He's making a vow, really, to, hey, I want to make something for you. And then Nathan came the next day and said, no, you're not going to build a house for the Lord. He's going to have your son build it. Kind of a new double entendre, if you will, as a son of Solomon actually built it. Son Jesus actually be his king forever in it, as a different temple in heaven. But that's the first petition. I'm not going to rest, do nothing until I get a place for you, Lord. And the second petition is, for the sake of David, your servant, he says in verse 10, do not reject your anointed one. Don't reject me as David, your anointed one, and for that matter, all those who follow. This may be a good coronation psalm. Don't reject your anointed one. The Lord swore an oath to David. Now, this is David swore the first one. Now the Lord swears. Of sure an oath that he will not revoke. One of your own descendants I will place on your throne. Of your sons if your sons keep my covenant and the statutes I teach them, then their sons will sit on your throne forever and ever. And there's only one son that did that, and that was Jesus. For the Lord has chosen Zion and has desired it for his dwelling. So the first is, your sons and on the dwelling. And the next part, the second stanza, these 4 lines are about Jerusalem and Zion being the place for the Lord to live and to dwell. This is my resting place forever and ever, and I will be enthroned, for I have desired it, and I will bless her with abundant provisions. I will clothe her priests with salvation. Isn't that interesting? Jesus may be clothed as our priest with salvation. And her saints will ever sing for joy. Again, a repeated thought. Why do we sing for joy? Because God is faithful. He keeps his promises. That's one major reason. Here I will make a horn grow for David, his anointed one. His strength will grow, and set up a lamp for the anointed one. I will clothe his enemies with shame, but the crown of his head will be resplendent, magnificent. It will be wonderful. It will blossom and grow and be forever and ever, and continue to manifest itself in wonderful things. His enemies will be put to shame, but the crown on his head will be resplendent. When we let God rule in our lives, when we let His Word enter our hearts, and we try to reflect Jesus in our daily life of righteousness, then may our righteousness and God's righteousness continue to blossom and bloom as we do so. It is contingent upon us doing the right thing. But really, it's always going to be contingent on God being faithful. He is faithful even when we are faithless. God is a wonderful Lord and Savior. And He's made wonderful promises to David and to us, and He will keep them. Psalm 132. Have a great day, and we'll see you next time on the Psalm channel. God bless.